Hello, friends. Welcome to my show, Productive Talks. Today, we are going to understand how perception rules each and every facet of our lives. What is perception? When I say perception rules every part of human endeavor, every part of human existence. What is this perception? So powerful an aspect of human living. Let me make it very simple to you. Once it so happened that 6 blind men were thrilled with the news that a large animal has been brought, and this animal is called an elephant. And they all discussed amongst themselves what this elephant must be like and how come this animal is so large. They were blind, but they had their inner senses intact. And so they said to each other, let us go out and find this elephant and let us know what it is all about, how it looks like. After reaching close to the animal, the first blind man touched the trunk of the elephant, and after a while he retorted, the elephant is just like a rope, a thick rope made out of canvas. The second man touched the tusks of the elephant and he found it smooth and sharp at the end. And he said the elephant is very much like a weapon, probably a spear. The third, holding and checking every side of the elephant, said, oh no, it isn't like a spear. It is very much like a huge, large wall. One of them hugged the trunk-like feet of an elephant, probably the hind feet, and said that the elephant is just like a large oak tree trunk. And so each person had his own version of understanding of what the elephant looked like. But the story doesn't end with what the elephant really looked like. They all ended up arguing because each person had a peculiar experience of the animal called the elephant. Each person had his own adequate or inadequate knowledge. Each person's mind had a set of information, and so he had his peculiar experience of the animal called the elephant. And this is exactly what happens to us, whether in a social setting, in a business meeting, or anywhere where 2 or more people set their views, their opinions across the table. This story very powerfully signifies one mental predisposition that is a part of each individual. There is not a single mind on this earth which is not ruled by perception. What is this perception all about? Perception is the way we look at things. Not necessary that we see things as they are. We see things as we are. There is a difference between actuality and perception. Perception precedes reality, and perception is not necessarily the truth. And so it is very important and crucial that we understand how perception has been causing our progress and likewise has been causing our digress in our lives. Perception is the bottom line or is the dividing line in our lives. It creates choices. We say this is black, that is white. We say he is beautiful, he is ugly. We say that is right, this is wrong. Perception has created all the duality. Let me give you a broader understanding of how perception works in us. Whenever we are confronted with an idea, with an opinion, with a proposition, with a thought, with an object, with a person, we immediately conclude based on the information that our mind contains. We have a set of perceptions instilled within us, and it is all a learned programming that happens unconsciously. It starts in our early childhood and it continues. It continues till our adulthood, and by adulthood, we are matured and we are so conditioned that our perceptions are the walls which are impregnable. A man in his adulthood is seldom able to break through the negative perceptions that he has developed. Perceptions are a set of beliefs, are a set of value judgments, are a set of morals, are a set of dogmas and taboos which are a part of our personality construct. And let me tell you, if a negative set of perception has got conditioned in you, you will be socially and professionally highly maladjusted. We need to be worried about the negative perceptions that we carry within us. All the introversion, all the meekness, all the timidity, all the negative learned behavior is simply an outcome or a product of negatively perceived instances, negatively perceived ideas, negatively perceived judgments and values. Every person should be able to see himself and be able to understand what are those negative perceptions. Each one of us has a set of negative perceptions. Before those negative perceptions can become your very mindset, when we say X person has a positive mindset, we say Y person has a negative mindset. He is highly optimistic and this person is not very optimistic. So what is this optimism and pessimism? It has something to do with a mental mechanism that is at work in your minds, in your subconscious minds. You might not be able to understand it because it is not overt. It is a subtle mechanism. It is working remotely in your inner personality, in your subconsciousness. So we all have these negative perceptions of life. We need to sit down, take a diary, and make a list of the negative perceptions that we have. And it is very easy to get to an understanding. What are those things that we negatively perceive? And believe me, each one of us has numerous negative perceptions in life. We have negative perceptions about people. We have negative perceptions about bosses. We have negative perceptions about subordinates. We have negative perceptions about the world. We have negative perceptions about food, lifestyle, and it goes on and on. It's endless. We say we are extremely suffocated with life. These are all subjective expressions of a subjective mechanism which we do not understand. I came up with this topic is because for the last 30 years in industry, I have seen numerous categories of people. Quiet people, extremely talkative people, highly extroverted, extremely introverted, scholarly people, great bullies, intellectuals, philosophers, emotional, hardened nuts. And it made me think, what creates so much of variety is simply your experiences in life, and your experiences with life is simply going to be determined by your perceptions. Your world of experiences is directly related to how you process those experiences. So go into your own self. Go into your very being. A life which goes unexamined isn't worth living. Start this regular exercise of self-examination. You must thoroughly examine yourself, your thoughts, your set of values, your morals, your ethical principles of life, your religious beliefs, your social etiquettes, your aspirations, and you must weigh them in the balance of strengths and weaknesses. And the weaknesses will personify your negative perceptions, the outcomes of your negative perceptions. Knowing yourself is the secret. People tell me there are many secrets to succeed in life. But I think the secret to succeed is very simple. The secret to succeed is to simply know yourself as you are. The first step to change yourself is to know yourself. And you and me, we are simply a bundle of perceptions. There is a great quote which I read the other day. It said that man is what he thinks. Man is simply a product of his thoughts. You cannot be what you think you're not. And if you think you're something or a set of things, then you need to go back and critically view what you think you are. So make it a daily routine to audit your thoughts. I'll put it very simply to you, concluding this talk of mine. Be aware of your thoughts. Audit your thoughts. Watch your thoughts. As a person stands passively on a pavement and watches the traffic pass by on a highway, jostling and making noise. Learn to watch your thoughts. When you watch your thoughts, you will be able to decipher the difference between a negative thought and a positive thought. Each positive thought of yours has its origin in a set of positive perceptions, and each negative thought will have its source in a negative perception. Though the topic of perception is very broad and highly empirical, I tried to put it in a simple layman's language. Thank you, dear friends, and have a nice day.